Hey guys, my name is Jacob here with the CryptoHub, and I wanted to do kind of a speculative video that features my personal opinion for how I see 2018 playing out. I want to preface this in saying this is not financial advice in any way, shape, or form. I'm not your financial advisor, all that little legal stuff that people have to say. This is just how I feel things are going to play out. So when we look at the year for 2017, started at 20 bill, little pump here at tax season, and then people started hearing about it and went down. People started hearing it down. People started hearing about it a lot and then went down. And it's just, I feel like it's going to keep doing this trend as a global market cap until by the end of Q4 2018, I personally predict that we hit $3 trillion. That's a little aggressive, you know. That's over a 4x for the entire market. But when we look at the fact that we've, what is that? More than 30, almost 40 times our market, I don't think that's too unrealistic. Obviously, there's a point in time where it will start slowing down and it'll get less volatile, and you'll just start being, you know, your steady 7 to 10% growth. I don't think we're there yet. I still think we have another 400% year before any slowdown starts. I truly believe we hit $5 to $7 trillion before things slow down. There will be corrections. There will be times where you're going to make mistakes and you're probably going to lose money, and we're just going to get through it. All right, so let's start at the top. So I believe this is how the year is going to play out. I think we have some really popular and successful projects, some projects that I personally am a fan of, and some projects we probably don't even know exist yet that I think will dominate the space. Obviously, any one of these new coins could come out and take the lead. Bitcoin has now shown that yes, it's the leader, yes, it's the marketing tool, but it can be slowly crept up on. And I think this is the year where if Bitcoin really doesn't make some crazy moves, say they don't implement the Lightning Network by the end of the year, they don't get these things, the problems that they have figured out, we're going to see a change from even the 34% Bitcoin dominance, a slow change over the course of the year where altcoins really take off. So here's what I believe. I think at the end of the year, we'll hit $3 trillion, maybe a little less, maybe a little bit more. But I think Bitcoin will have about 20% market dominance. I've heard 20 to 25%, but for me, 20 sounds about right. It makes sense given the fact that it's kind of a lead product and its job is to get people into crypto. We can talk about Satoshi and his vision, but that's kind of what it is at this point. A little bit more digital gold than anything else. That would put it at a $600 billion market cap. So we'd still have a $36,000 Bitcoin, which is crazy when you look at the price action of Bitcoin over the course of its span. That's still, you know, some pretty awesome growth, but I think it kind of puts it more in line with tempered growth for a product that really doesn't provide, honestly, that much for the market. I think Ethereum comes in second. I think we're going to see 15% Ethereum dominance on the market. The reason I think that is because smart contracts are just an incredible tool. I think Ethereum ERC20 tokens are invaluable for ICOs, and I think the Casper upgrade that's coming up, I believe that's an upgrade that's coming up with the proof of stake change, will end up making Ethereum the prince of the market. Right under the big name Ethereum that brings people in, or a big name Bitcoin that brings people in. I think Ethereum's utility in versatility, honestly, so what's going to lead it to about a $4,600 Ethereum. I think the market cap for that is about $150 billion less than Bitcoin. We still have a 5x to grow there. And, you know, we've had this little run up at the start of the year that I think just kind of affirms my mental thought process here. So next, I think Cardano sits at third with 10%. That puts at $300 billion. It's an 11x from now, and that makes Cardano worth $11 each. I just watched some videos on Cardano today, and I've been watching a few, hearing a little bit of the rumbles. I think if Cardano can start producing on the incredible hype they have, they're at number 5 right now, without like fully being able to produce exactly what they want, I'm kind of blown away. And I think if they can keep this marketing gig up and start delivering on some of these really, really impressive promises, we're going to see Cardano do very well. I think NEO, personally, I think China will rejoin the market in some shape or form, more so than they have right now. And I think as a result, NEO just shoots up to 9%. That is I believe it's at $270 billion at the end of the year. That is a 45x from here, and we get a $4,320 NEO. It's crazy to think that a coin that started as ant shares will be worth that much money, but the project itself is money, and as the wallet evolves, as the ICOs through NEO start picking up, I think we'll get that same growth that Ethereum has had and will continue to have. Now here again is a token that I'm in love with. I can't get enough of this token. Icon has an amazing team, an amazing CEO, and it just has a ridiculous lineup of partners. I think as a result of all of that and this crazy wave of hype from South Korea, bearing some news that I think might happen in South Korea, we sit at 9%. Same market cap as NEO, 100x from now, and we get a $700 icon. You know, my first prediction was like, all right, $40 icon sounds about right. Then I kind of looked at it, and I was like, it's a blockchain that does so much more and has an entire country behind it. Sounds similar to projects like NEO projects, like Ethereum, that have big backing. If they can deliver on some of the promises they have and continue to add to that partner list, I think they're going to do really well. And then next is a coin that isn't actually out yet. It is called Wanchain. This is come to be being spread around as the killer of Ripple, and I think it will do so successfully. Wanchain has a lot of unique features and a fantastic dev team, and I think they're going to kill it. So I kind of predicted this based off of them opening up with like an $80 million market cap, but they'll probably end up opening higher. I want to say they raised anywhere from 30 to 50 million. It might have even been 80, but I think Wanchain steals some of the spotlight from Ripple, sits at 5%, and has over almost a 2000x. I think the project is killer. I think it's going to have a ridiculous amount of hype. I think it'll do really, 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 really well next year. The next coin I have up is a project called Aion. This right here, I think, will share Wanchain's insane growth. I think it's obviously done pretty well since ICO today. It's had a remarkable day, but I think the project itself is just gold. It's ambitious, it's ballsy, I love it. So I think it has a 300x, and we see a $2,500 ION. Again, guys, if I would have said this stuff at the start of 2017 about some of these prices of the tokens now, you'd have thought I was crazy. So I truly believe that if some of these come to reality, I won't be too surprised. IOTA, another interesting project. It's had a little bit of bad news recently, but has recovered decently from it. It's currently sitting at number 9. I put it here at 4%. I think it has a 10x from now. I think IOTA could easily slide up or slide down depending on how Tangle is received by more audiences. Ripple itself, after this unique run-up that has been insane, I covered it in my market cap today, where it was sitting at 30 cents right after tax season, this 2017. And then was at 40 cents just a couple of weeks ago, is now $3.27. I smell a little market manipulation. I 100% predict it to get just blown out of the water by Wanchain, and for it to end up slowing the growth in 2018. Again, this is one that could continue to hold this ridiculously high evaluation. Box mining has a great video on it that explains the pros and cons. I think the centralization aspect of Ripple, though it's really unique banking capabilities, I think it's just limited by its centralization, and I think they're going to end up struggling, and it'll be worth like $2.8 at the end of the year. Because when we look at Ripple in general, again, it comes up and it has a great, it's done this several times and our history repeats itself. It does really great and then stalls out, and then does really great and stalls out, and then does really great and stalls out, and then does really well and stalls out. And I think we're going to just see history repeat itself again. It'll come all the way up here with its Bitcoin comparative peaking here, and then it'll come all the way back down, then it'll go all the way back up. I truly think this is a coin that is market manipulation to a T. Next up is Bcash. I think Bcash is 2x's here. I don't really want to cover it much. I'm not a massive fan of the Bitcoin Cash fight. I think it's frustrating, and unless, again, just like Bitcoin, unless they do some remarkable crazy things, it's just going to be a decent coin with some, great growth comparative to the stock market, but comparative to Bitcoin, it'll get outclassed. All of these right here could be completely changed by listings on different exchanges. Say some of these decentralized exchanges come out and they take number one, 0x token could take over, or Kyber, or almost any token can just dominate with good press or some good hype. I mean, just like New Ripple shot out of nowhere, almost any coin can do it nowadays. There's just that much money pumping in, and a lot of gullible people, a lot of retail investors. I think the reason we hit $3 trillion is because the governments of the world start buying in, and we start getting some different kinds of investors. But at least for now, this is where I see our top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 coins or so. So when we look at other projects that I'm actually a big fan of, I like Wanchain, I like Zilliqa, I like Nebulas. This one is honestly pretty interesting, just because people can write on the blockchain with JavaScript, at least to my remembrance. I think oracles will be killer. I wish I got on that one on ICO. Bread will do well, just like Coinbase has done well. BitBay will do at least fairly well in my opinion. Datadash has a great video breaking down some of this more privacy focused coins coming out. Vertcoin, I think, with its one-click mining will do really well. Request Network, Stellar Lumens will do well. Bounty EOX will do well. Blue Zell will do fantastic. I think the hype may be a little strong on this one. Another one I wish I would have gotten in on the ICO. Binance will do well. I think Binance will probably stay the #1 exchange unless a decentralized exchange ends up sliding over. 0x project, again, same kind of concept there. Substratum, I think, would do well. Verge, similar to Ripple, had kind of this funky run up, but I think Verge in and of itself, if it follows through on its promises, will do well. Zcoin I actually see doing better than Verge. QuantStamp I think will be great. Wabi I think will be great. Nucleus Vision is one that isn't out yet that I think will be absolutely killer. I think Chainlink is another one that comes to my mind that I'm actually a very big fan of. Overall, Simple Token. That is another project that I really like, trying to help get businesses that aren't on blockchains to join. And I think over the course of the year, we get 10, maybe 20% to projects that haven't been released yet and don't even exist on the blockchain. Blockchains we don't even know about. That's kind of how I see the market in general. Again, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Neo, Icon, Wanchain, AI, IOTA, Ripple, and Bcash. And then a bunch of other coins that I really, really like that could easily replace any of these. I think there's a lot of coins out there that I don't even know much about, like Dash, for example, that could easily stay in the top 10. But this is just my personal opinion. This is how I see things playing out. I think the thing that really matters for me is bringing that market cap up, because we want to be able to help people avoid the oppressiveness of banks and the ridiculousness of centralized entities and the greed that exists there. Anyways, guys, my name is Jacob from the CryptoHub. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll talk later.